Hello everyone, welcome to this lesson on sets. Today we will learn about Venn diagrams. What is a Venn diagram? A diagram used to represent a set is called a Venn diagram. Yes, we can represent a set diagrammatically. Let's see. We usually represent a set by a circle or an oval shaped curve. So here we can represent a set like this circle, and we can name this circle as the name of the set, and inside the circle we can represent the elements of the set by points, and the points or the elements which are not the elements of set A may be represented outside the set. Now let's take an example. A are the vowels of the English alphabet. So let's represent this in the form of Venn diagram. So let's draw a circle. Now let's name this set A. Now the elements that are A, E, I, O, U will all come inside the set, inside the circle, and any element that is not a part of the elements of A will be represented outside. In case of large number of members in sets, we may write the description of the set inside the circle. So if there are large number of members of elements, we don't need to write the members. So example, set of boys in your class. So here simply let's say this set B is a set of boys in the class. So we can say set B, and we can just write the boys. Representation of set along with universal set. Now we can also present a universal set. We can represent a universal set using a rectangle, and any set that is under discussion can be represented inside this universal set. So here we can write U to indicate this is a universal set, and then let's draw a circle inside to show a set B which is a part of the universal set. Let's take an example. Let's say the universal set is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the elements of D, set D, are 1, 2, 3. So let's make the rectangle for the universal set. Let's name the universal set, and now let's make a circle to represent the elements of the set D. So here this will be set D, and the elements 1, 2, 3 will be inside set D. But what about the sets elements 4 and 5 that represent the universal set? That will be shown outside D but inside the universal set. So we have 4 and 5 inside the universal set but outside D. Now representation of two sets. Now how can we represent two sets? Let's see. Let's say A is equal to 1 and 2, and B are have the elements 3, 4 and 5. So let's make a circle for set A. Let's name it, and let's make a circle for set B and name it. Now let's represent the elements of set A, that is 1 and 2, and the elements of set B, that is 3, 4 and 5. Now if you observe, in these two sets there is no element that is common, and when such a case happens, we say that the two sets are disjoint sets. Okay, so disjoint sets, we can say when no element is common between the two sets, they are said to be disjoint sets. So if they ask you to prove or verify whether two sets are disjoint or not, you may use this diagram to represent that they are disjoint sets. Now let's take another example where A is 1, 2, 3 and B is 3, 4, 5. Now you will observe that there is one element that is common in both the two sets. So here, if I represent the set A and represent the set B, you will see that they will overlap. Why? Because there is one element that is common. So that common element I can represent here. So let's name this set B and then let's put in the elements. So here 3 will come in the part where B is overlapping A to show that this element is included in both the sets, and remaining elements 4 and 5 will be presented on B. Clear? When such a case happens that there is at least one element which is common to the two sets, we say these two sets are overlapping sets. So overlapping sets, two sets are said to be overlapping when at least one element is common between the two sets. Clear? Now let's look at another example where A is equal to 1, 2, 3 and B is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now if you observe, all the elements of A are present in B. Now you remember this is a case of subset, so we can say A is a subset of B. Now how will we represent this? Let's represent the elements of set A. So here let's name set A and the elements will be 1, 2 and 3. Now B is a set which includes all the elements that are present in A, 1, 2, 3. So we can say, we can draw a circle over A to show that set B also includes the elements that are present in A, that is 1, 2, 3, and the remaining elements, that is 4 and 5, is present only in B. So we can present 4 and 5 inside B but outside A. Is that clear? Next, answer the following from the joining Venn diagram. Now here you can see this Venn diagram. We have a universal set with this rectangle shown, two circles inside to represent the two sets, and the elements lying inside. Now let's see what the question is. Write the universal set U by the roster method. So we have to write the universal set in the roster method or the tabular form, we can say. So what will it be? It means all the elements that are inside the universal set, including the elements inside the sets. So we can say the elements inside are -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, all the elements. So universal set will be represented in this form. So this is the roster form in which we have represented the universal set. Clear? Next, write the set A and B in tabular form. We have to write the set A and the set B in tabular form, means the roster form. So set A includes elements -1, 0 and 1. So we can say that A is equal to -1, 0, 1, and there are no other elements, and the elements of B will be -2 and 2. Here, next, are A and B disjoint sets? Now what did we learn about disjoint set earlier? That two sets in which there is, when two sets are said to be disjoint sets when there is no element common between them. So is there any element that is common between the two sets? No, we can clearly see with the diagram here that there is no element that is common between A and B. So we can say, so let's represent the sets here. So here there are no elements that are common, so we can say yes, A and B are disjoint sets. Next, let A equal x such that x belongs to W, that is whole numbers, x is a multiple of 5 and x is less than 30. B is equal to x such that x belongs to natural numbers, x is divisible by 7 and x is less than 30. C is equal to x such that x belongs to whole numbers and x is less than 5. Verify that A and B are disjoint sets. A and C are overlapping sets and B and C are non-overlapping sets. Now let's look at the first question. A and B are disjoint sets, but before we could find whether they are disjoint or overlapping, the elements of the sets should be clear. So here it is written in set builder form, means we need to change it into the roster form. So let's change the elements of A in the roster form first. So what do we see? X such that x belongs to whole numbers and x is a multiple of 5. So x is a multiple of 5 and x belongs to whole numbers and it should be less than 30. So multiple of 5 means we can start 5 multiplying 5 by 0. So 5 zeros are 0 we can say. Then 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, 5 threes are 15, 5 fours are 20, 5 fives are 25, and 5 six are 30. But we cannot include 30. Why? Because x is less than 30. It is not even equal to. So we just go up to 25. So we can say the elements of A are 0, 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25. Clear? Next, let's write down the elements of set B. Here x such that x belongs to natural numbers and x is divisible by 7 and x is less than 30. So here x is divisible by 7. Now what are the numbers that will be divisible by 7? We can say the multiples of 7 can be divisible by 7 and here they are the natural numbers. So the smallest natural number that can be divided by 7 will be 7 itself, right? So we can say the first number that can be divided by 7 is 7. The second number will be 14 because 7 twos are 14, that is the second multiple of 7. Third will be 21. Then 7 fours are 28. So 28 is the fourth number that can be divisible by 7. Then after that we have 35. 7 fives are 35, but we cannot take 35 because x is less than 30. So here the elements of set B will be 7, 14, 21 and 28. Clear? Next, C is equal to x such that x belongs to whole numbers and x is less than 5. Now this is very simple. X belongs to whole numbers and x is less than 5 means we start from 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. X is less than 5. We cannot include 5. So set C will be 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now once we have got the elements in the roster form, now we can identify whether they are disjoint sets or overlapping sets. And we can use the Venn diagram to verify. So A and B are disjoint sets. So let's draw the Venn diagram for set A and B. So set A and then let's draw set B. So first is 0, then 5, then 10, then 15, then 20, then 25. Now let's present the sets here for B, elements of B. So 7, 14, 21, 28. Now if you observe here, between the two sets there is no element that is common. So if there are no elements common, then we can say that the two sets are disjoint sets, and we had to verify that A and B are disjoint sets. So we can say there are no elements common to both A and B. So we can say that A and B are disjoint sets. Clear? Next, now we'll see that we'll verify whether A and C are overlapping sets. So for that, let's draw the set A and represent the elements here. So A is 0, then 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25. Next, let's check the elements of C, because we have to verify that A and C are overlapping sets. So elements, let's draw C. Now here, why we are drawing C like this? Because 0 we can see is common in both the sets. So this part will show the common element, and remaining elements 1, 2, 3 and 4 can present here, which are present only in C. So here we can see there is at least one element that is common between the two sets. So what happens when at least one element is common? The two sets are said to be overlapping sets, right? So here they have asked to verify whether A and C are overlapping sets. So we see that one element, that is 0, is common to both A and B. So we can say that A and B are overlapping sets. Clear? Next, B and C are non-overlapping sets. Now, non-overlapping basically means disjoint. Means no element is common between the two sets. So B and C, let's draw set B. So the elements of set B are 7, 14, 21 and 28. Now let's draw set C, and the elements of set C are 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So what we see here, that there are no elements that are common between the two sets. So what can we say? There are no elements that are common to both A and B. So we can say that A and B are non-overlapping sets, or simply we can say disjoint sets. Clear? Alright, that's all for today's lesson. Keep practicing to strengthen your understanding. Stay safe, keep smiling, and thank you.